Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Marion.
And I'm Corey Ballmeister.
And we've got Dan in the booth. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Dan will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us.
Oh, yeah.
So we had so much fun with my rant about Greek mythology on a recent show that we thought we'd do an entire historic show where I just talk about history.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is going to be.
I saw it was a historic show. That's what I assumed that meant.
Yeah, these decks you didn't think had anything to do with the format historic online. You just thought it was just...
The format historic?
Yeah, the format historic. It's a very common thing. We've played it on the show many times.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, positive. Yep.
So I have lecture notes I prepared.
Well, let's see them. Let's see them.
Did I need to have slides for this?
I emailed them to you. There's a PowerPoint. There's a quiz at the end. So did you bring a notebook?
I brought a notepad.
And you have a pen. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So you got the memo. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to be covering the U.S. Civil War and then the Reconstruction period.
Okay, that sounds good. Sounds great. I can't wait.
Okay. So the lead up to the Civil War and the antebellum period.
And we're going to be playing really cool historic decks today, everyone. Kaladesh Remastered just came out, or is about to be coming out, and we wanted to give you all some ideas of decks to play in the online historic format.
This seems much worse.
No, it's much better. It's going to be cool stuff. It's basically nostalgia put into decks here, because Kaladesh is when I started and came back to Magic after taking a 3-year break. So that was the first Pro Tour I played coming back in Hawaii, and man, looking at all these cards again really brought me back. I'm pretty excited for this show.
Very strange to be thinking about Kaladesh as a set over which we can have nostalgia when you've been playing Magic as long as I have.
Oh, 100%, but nostalgia just for me because of the circumstances.
Yeah.
Not necessarily nostalgia and like, I love that set, because it destroyed Magic for a little bit there. It
was a very powerful set.
Very powerful,
which means there's some expectation here that it will have a significant impact on historic.
Yeah.
Some of the most powerful cards not in the remastered set. There's no Smuggler's Copter, there's no Felidar Guardian.
No Walking Ballista, and no inspiring statuary. I learned. Yeah, I tried to build a nice paradoxical outcome deck and couldn't do it.
Work so well. But we do have a lot of powerful cards, so we've built a bunch of decks. A lot of them, with a recall to decks that were successful in that era of standard.
Yep.
So we'll see, how they compare. They all get juiced up from the rest of the, cards available in the historic format, and they look pretty cool.
They do look cool, and I think that is the perfect word for it. Some of the decks that I played were just like some of the powerhouses around Kaladesh, around Dominaria, set slightly after that, and just giving all these decks just a huge lift with some of the power that, we see in decks today. Double face cards, escape cards, all of these things kind of slotted pretty well into this, into the decks that at least I chose. I know we kind of built separate decks just because this was something where they're not decks out there in historic right now, because it is a completely different format from when Kaladesh was in standard.
Yeah. So definitely have to build with the existing metagame in mind.
Yep.
But Kaladesh is doing really powerful things, like we said, and I think I'm going to be starting with maybe the most powerful thing you can be doing.
Yeah.
This is a list I got from Emma Handy. She is writing this week about Kaladesh Remastered and its potential impact in historic. Her article is actually live now on the website, so you can read that after the show.
Wait, that's not fair. You can't take in a pro like Emma Handy. We're supposed to be building our decks here.
No, I can get ringers all I want. That's what you do.
Dan, is that true?
Yes.
All right, then.
you got to learn the ins and outs of Versus Live. You got to let other people do your work for you.
That's why you have marbles over there from cheating. I get it.
See,
okay, cool.
I know when I need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
And so I tagged it Emma. She sent me this list. All I had to do was slap together a sideboard.
Okay.
And the main deck looks pretty straightforward. It's a lot, all the energy cards that you're familiar with. You see the payoffs are Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger and Ugin the Spirit Dragon to head off the Marvel. Both great payoffs. Love that Ugin does not actually exile the Marvel.
That's spicy.
And then playing one copy of Nissa Who Shakes the World, which I also love because it's an alternate way to ramp up and just hard cast those threats when you draw them.
Okay. okay. Well, the only help I got was from Wyatt Darby's 2-1 monkey friend here, Ragnavan, right?
Ragavan.
Ragavan, yeah. So what I base this off Wyatt Darby's Pro Tour winning deck list, just to see if this style of mono red deck still even has legs. You know, like we haven't seen burn spells actually be good in quite a while. So I wanted to see if a juiced up mono red list where you can play Castle Embereth, you can play Ramunak Ruins, you can play Embercleave, you know, you can we get Bomat back, which is, you know, one of the biggest parts of the deck. But just see if the Hazoret style deck is good enough in Historic. And I know Hazoret was already one of the cards that was in the set. I'm pretty sure in Historic.
It was in Amonkhet Remastered.
Yeah, Amonkhet Remastered. And, you know, so just trying out with some of the new additions, I think it should be interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Shall we do it?
You're going to be trying to race. I'm going to be trying to get to Ulamog pretty quickly here.
Yep.
Hopefully the Rogue Refiners and World of Virtuosos can play some good defense.
Oh, man, I'm jealous. You'll be seeing those beautiful cards from me a little bit later.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks like a nice mono red start, so I'm in.
Ditto. I've got all of.
You got a good mono red start too? Jeez,
Yep.
Lucky. Okay, Soulscar Mage.
Ooh, that was a good draw. I will start with an Attune, get myself a nice little Jacob Baugh.
Okay.
I'm going to be getting a Mountain.
Okay. All right, I just have Kari Zev and take one.
Kari Zev and take one,
Yes.
he says.
Yes. Soulscar Mage, relatively weak one drop, but it does work very well with Chain Whirler still. For anybody that doesn't remember that interaction, just putting negative counters on everything. Not going to come into play that much here, but still, these are 6 decks that we think you can just look at next Wednesday when the set comes out and just copy, paste, and start there. Was our whole point of this show.
Okay, playing the Mountain for turn.
Okay.
And I am going to... Oops. Harness Lightning the Soulscar Mage, going up in energy.
Okay, interesting.
Pass the turn.
Interesting. Forgot about Harness
I totally
Lightning.
forgot to do something. Hold on, guys.
Light?
Light.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna say it looked much nicer on the eyes here, much more generous on the eyes. So, all right, I just have a land.
Much better.
I will be coming in for 3.
I'm at 16.
Okay, and then I'll pass to you.
Botanical Sanctum, Whirler Virtuoso.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think with the energy on the stack, I will Lightning Strike it.
Okay, go to 6 energy and pass the turn.
I think I know what's happening to me next turn.
I think you understand why my Harness Lightning target was chosen the way it was.
Yeah, I think I am in trouble. All right, I will attack for 3.
I've got a 13.
And I got a Hazoret, but I'm 1 card too many, so I'll pass to you. I'm not excited for this turn.
I will play an Eat Their Works Marvel.
Oh, I did not miss seeing that card.
And if I hit Ugin, I definitely want to do it now.
Yeah.
Ulamog I would rather do during her combat step.
Sure.
But Ulamog is going to be great anyway.
Oh, God. Here we go. Spin it. Don't you dare do that, okay?
Okay, I'll show it to you.
Oh, my God. That doesn't look like a real Ulamog. That seems unfair.
I will cast Ulamog and exile these 2 cards.
All right. I am horrifically dead. Done?
Yep.
All right. Your go. Yeah, I don't think there's a chance I can possibly win. I'll just get milled out.
I will play a Rogue Refiner.
Okay.
2 energy, draw a card.
Sure. I feel outclassed.
I will play this Turn Timber tapped.
Okay.
And attack with Ulamog, trigger it.
All right, I'll block.
20 cards from your library.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. I don't think there's anything I can possibly do here. Yeah, I'm dead.
I was gonna re-up on the Marvel next turn.
Oh, yeah, that's insane. Well, this is going to be a fast match. Do you want to do 2 pre?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Even though I do have some spiciness for you in the sideboard, that's for sure. Well, yeah, I was on the play, too, and that was just an absolute beating.
I mean, I had probably the best possible curve.
It had to be, right?
1-drop, 2-drop. You know, it was 1-drop or a Tune Harness Lightning into 3-drop creature.
Yeah.
Into
Marvel and hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay, that was just the blade.
You saw the absolute high end of what this deck is capable of.
Yeah.
And importantly, if that's the high end, you should be of your draw. You should be winning those games easily. And I did.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign.
That is true. That is true. But even, just value creatures and stuff there, no, they weren't going to match up with Hazoret. So that is probably true, where Hazoret was going to win maybe if I had like 3 turns before you did that. But I needed a few turns to get that going. So
And Hazoret is a very scary card for me. I do not really have good answers to it. I probably should have some Ether Gust somewhere in my 75.
Yeah, and honestly, that's the whole reason why. Yeah, that's a good call. And that's the whole reason why Hazoret Red was even reasonable, because Temur Energy was the better deck, but Hazoret was still very, very hard to deal with. Back in that day, people had to play like Confiscation Coup and stuff. There was no Aether Gust to just have a nice, clean tempo play to it. So, all right, Dan, do you got any questions from our lovely audience here?
Yeah. So first off, someone asked, Dan, why are you so smart and handsome?
Yeah, I bet you would pick that question up.
Yeah. It's actually very simple. 3 hours of sleep, endless supply of diet soda and Butterfingers. Oh, and do not forget a generous amount of self-loathing. That's how it.
There we go.
That's the dream.
I have a follow-up question to that. Is your wife on her lunch break right now?
Is she in the chat?
No, she is not.
Are you sure?
It was actually me. I asked the question, yeah. All right, how about a real question, Dan?
As for a real question from Hysteus, Corey, what do you think about some number of Shatter Skull smashing in the deck?
I thought of that, but I wanted Castle Embereth and Ramunap Ruins instead, and I feel like this isn't really a good smashing deck. We're not ramping. At best, I'm going to be able to like kill one creature. It was reasonable, but I just thought Castle and Ramunap Red were better, and you don't want to have too many lands that aren't mountains to make those untapped. Was my mentality.
You can't really play all 3 of them. You kind of have to pick 2.
Yeah, exactly. So there weren't really many double face cards I really wanted to include. I didn't want Spikefield Hazard because it's a tap land, so I think this was just the best we had. All right. Well, my hand doesn't look as powerful as what you were doing last game, but I'll keep.
This is a risky hand.
Okay.
And I don't think the payoff is quite there. If I had a Marvel in this hand too, I would consider keeping, but a hand that is just putzing around and needs to draw different colors of mana in order to just do that is not strong enough on
Not
7.
ideal? Okay. Perfect.
I was ripping the mountain, but...
So Corey Keep would have yielded you some success, you're saying?
Maybe.
Put that on the record?
I would have just played some value energy cards and a couple Harness Lightnings and seen where that got me.
Yeah, that probably would have been good. That probably would have been good. Okay, Dan, you got one more question while he shuffles?
Yes. So, Ross, a lot of talk about poetry and history for you.
Oh, God.
Any possibility of not exactly doing it here, but at least doing it on your stream?
Of talking about, I mean, I am always down to talk about odd academic topics. So if you're in my stream chat and you
Just
bring it up,
yeah.
I will start talking about it. That will happen.
That makes sense. Don't you still have one of your channel points things where you answer a trivia question kind of thing, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the Jeopardy sub challenge.
Nice. That sounds awesome.
I recently did one of the tests to be on Jeopardy.
The online test?
The online test.
How'd you do?
I don't know how well I did. I assume I did better than 35 out of 50.
Which is what they say the line is. It's never been officially released, but that's what it's rumored to be.
Cool.
They, I think they released the answers on the Jeopardy Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
If you want to check yourself.
Cool. Well, hope
I
you make
honestly
it.
don't remember a lot of the answers, although some of them that I had like no answers for were just like all these literature questions, and I'm like, nope, I don't know any of these.
Yeah, literature is one of my weaker categories relative to other Jeopardy contestants as well.
I'd want to be on like a catchphrase TV show. That's the only game I think I'd be good at. Definitely not good at.
They play that on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Yep. I have seen that, and I love it.
Okay, 6-card hand one? Here. Oh, God.
We like this.
Yeah, I can't keep this one.
Okay.
It was just a one-lander that
Yeah, and I mean, that is the one thing that I remember from Marvel is like, well, the deck was insanely powerful, and I remember the Pro Tour one in Nashville, I believe.
Yeah, Pro Tour Ramen Kit.
Where I did not play it, and I kicked myself for playing the other deck, the Marty Vehicles deck, and it just was nowhere near good enough. But there was some inconsistent draws, you know, so when it looks great, it looks insane, but when it looks awkward, it did look a little awkward
I am
sometimes.
aware of those inconsistent draws.
Yeah.
I played Marvel at that Pro Tour and lost my last 7 matches.
Oh, nice. So you just went 0-7, huh?
I went 5-10-1.
All right. Brutal. I did not day 2. I lost to an up-and-comer at the time by the name of Sebastian Pazzo in a mirror to not make day 2. He went on to, now be a phenomenal Magic player.
Yeah. I won my first round of day 2 and then lost the last 7.
Brutal.
At one point, I played a Teamer Marvel mirror where in like the completely dead bracket, and my opponent and I are just commiserating about how poorly we've run all day. And I activate Marvel first in the mirror,
Tell me this,
brick,
yeah.
then my opponent bricks, then I brick again, then they brick again, then I brick for a 3rd time, then they hit.
Wow. That's when it's just like, okay, I'm done. I'm going home.
Okay, so I've got to keep 2 of these.
Yep.
I think it's pretty clear that we put the Ugin back and the Superfluous Land.
All right, Mountain Go.
Mountain Goat?
Mountain
Not a
Go.
very good card. So, I am searching for the mountain, so it will be unblockable.
A Mountain Goat, okay. I am attacking you for 2.
What?
Yep. I know, remember
So
this
you just
one?
cast the creature. Doesn't it have summoning sickness?
It sure does not.
Are you saying it's unaffected by summoning sickness?
It's unaffected, yeah,
That is-
100% unaffected.
That feels like cheating.
It really is. It should
100% busted.
be. Card
Yeah.
is bananas.
But I love me some Earthshaker kind
Me too. Me too.
So I'm at 18.
All right.
And what do I have? I have a mountain.
You got some cards.
Okay, well, I'll play the mountain.
Okay.
And I'll play a Servant of the Conduit and go to 4
Okay.
energy.
Sure.
You're up.
All right. I have a castle, and I am coming in for 2.
And I want to block here. Yeah, I think I do.
Okay. Dead, and take 1.
Brings me to 17.
Your go.
Spirebluff Canal, a Rogue Refiner, 6 energy.
Gotta love it.
Draw a card. Pass a turn.
I will attack for 3.
I'll go to 14.
I'm gonna Boulder Rush it, and then play Rimrock Knight.
That brings me to 12 then.
Your go. Don't do it to me.
I'm not doing it to you.
Hooray!
Spirebluff Canal,
Okay.
Wood Weaver's Puzzle Knot.
Ooh,
That'll
you
bring
gain
me
3
to
life, right?
15 life, and I'll
Okay.
go to 9 energy,
Okay.
and I'll pass a turn.
All right. Getting close to being able to eternalize. That's an ability I haven't done and haven't said those words in a while. Declare attacks.
Yep.
Beats.
How much damage am I taking?
You're gonna take a decent amount.
So that's 9 total.
Yeah, it's
8 minus 2 is 6 plus
Yep.
3. So I'll go to 6.
All right, your go.
Gonna need to draw a good one.
Would Marvel be your good draw?
That would be one of them.
It'd be marvelous.
I would also accept a Harness Lightning.
Yeah, Harness Lightning would be good. Don't do it to me.
Botanical Sanctum will not do it, though.
Ooh, all right, all right. The old Hazarino here. Every time I see Hazaret and I think like, oh, I can't attack with this, all I think is back to that Pro Tour where I forget the player against Paulo forgot to play the spells beforehand. I just remember being in my hotel with BBD just hanging. We're like, no. Like we kind of saw it happening in like slow motion. It was like a train wreck. And we're like, no, please don't do that. No.
Yeah, you're so trained to just draw a card and go to attacks and
Yes.
attack first. And
Yeah.
Hazaret definitely retrained some people.
It retrained him probably.
Yeah.
He probably still thinks about that moment vividly.
That game is definitely a prime example of why you saw me mulligan those first couple hands, because all of the hands that I saw in that game were just kind of interaction and some energy, but didn't really build towards Marvel. They didn't have the Marvel, and I don't think I'm equipped to win those games.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm winning fair. I've got to be a Marvel deck, and just didn't find it and got kind of run over.
But I mean, honestly, if you found it there on your Molt to 5 and you hit there, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm straight done again. So
GG.
this is going to be a tough match, I have a feeling, but I have one spicy little sideboard card here. We're going to head to sideboarding here. Don't go anywhere on Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live. We are sideboarding in our matchup between Teamer Marvel and Ramanap Red.
Oh, yeah.
On my side, a lot of good anti-aggressive tools here between Anger of the Gods, Braid, which not only hits creatures, but hits Embercleave.
Yep.
And Elder Gargaroth, a really awesome card against Mono Red specifically. Also a card that can contain Hazoret, which is nice.
Yeah, that's a card they did not have to deal with back in the Mono Red dominance days, that's for sure.
Trimming a little bit of a high end here because Gargaroth kind of replaces it, cutting the one Nissa and one copy of Ulamog. Don't want those clogging our hands as much. If we get Gargaroth off of Marvel, that's probably good enough.
Probably, yeah.
And then cutting Servant, I think this is the worst energy producer in the deck. Just pretty inefficient by historic standards. Also weak to cheap red removal.
Yep.
And then I'm trimming one Whirler Virtuoso. This could be a Rogue Refiner, but I don't really want to spend a bunch of energy making tokens against a Chain Whirler deck. You know, it can buy me a little bit of time, but honestly, it's just a much weaker card than Rogue Refiner.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lean towards cutting it.
I totally agree, and I'm trying to get you good. I scrolled past this card when I was looking for playables and stuff for this deck, and I'm like, okay, this actually seems like it somewhat could be decent against a deck that is, you know, so combo centric, where maybe I need that kind of like speed, essentially. So I'm gonna try to cheese you out a little bit. This is definitely a better card if you did not know I was bringing it in, but here we are. And then a Braid for different creatures as well as hitting Marvel. I don't know how great this card is, to be honest, but we got some slow cards here in the form of Shock, a couple Chain Whirlers, and we're trimming one Soul Scar.
I think a Braid is nice. You know, the fact that it hits the creatures to get your attackers through is important. I wouldn't want to bring in just a straight Shatter effect. That didn't have some other value attached to it. Like that, I think like Embrace Shieldbreaker would also be fine. But, you know, it's not uncommon for the Marvel deck to need 2 or 3 activations to hit something big. It's when that first activation hits Woodweaver's Puzzlenaut and you get to just reload for the next turn and gain 6 life. You know, you end up buying yourself time, or you hit Rogue Refiner, draw a card.
Sure.
Hit Harness Lightning, kill a thing, and you just buy time with it until you eventually, hit. So that
my problem is the times when you just hit the big thing and then I go to a Braid, it's like, okay, this does nothing.
But if that a Braid were something else, you still would lose those games.
True.
So you're still gaining, I think, on the balance. You're winning some percentage of the other games.
I like it. Okay, we're gonna do best 3 out of 5, like I said here. So one of us has to win 2 games. But first, Dan, do you have a cool question for us?
We have several good questions regarding Kaladesh Remastered.
We'll take it.
First off, Heptagon 24. Do you guys think Thoughtseize will keep Marvel decks in control, or at least not as an A-tier deck?
I think Thoughtseize may be paired with Marvel, to be honest. I could totally see a Sultai Marvel list. I know Harness Lightning is pretty important, but you still get a Tune, you still get Rogue Refiner, you still get the Puzzle Knots, and then just have Disruption and be like Sultai mid-range almost, except with the over-the-top aspect. Like, you can even play like Uro. I don't know how great that would be, but I was interested in something like that. But of course, Thoughtseize is a card that was not around when Marvel decks were dominant, and it's going to be good against them because it is just set up a combo deck, but then if you take the combo deck before turn 4, it could buy you a lot of time. So it's definitely going to help Heptagon for sure.
You do need to be pressuring them alongside that Thoughtseize. The Marvel deck is very good at winning against mid-range decks that have a little bit of disruption, but not a ton of pressure, because there are other elements, the Rogue Refiners, the Whirler Virtuosos, can help you grind through a decent amount of disruption. So pairing Thoughtseize with pressure is the real killer for them. Thoughtseize out of a mid-range deck, not nearly as scary.
Or pairing Thoughtseize with control aspects as well. A Sultai control deck playing Thoughtseize counter spells for Disdainful Stroke and stuff is a fine thing too. But I agree, you can't just be Thoughtseizing in your Rakdos mid-range deck and expect that to be the catch-all to it. All right, how's your hand?
Not good.
Mine is not good either.
I can't keep this.
I don't think we can keep this either. That's just too many lands, so we'll mulligan that one.
I have 5 lands too.
Yeah, nice. Medium hands all around. You said you got one more question, huh, Dan?
Yeah, I got several, actually.
What do you got?
So, for Ross, Shafsta 2004 asks, would Lithoform Engine be a great card for the Marvel deck for the purpose of
what does that card do?
Counters?
That is my question as well. What does Lithoform Engine do?
and are we also
right here?
Are we also playing the game What is in Historic? Because that's one of my favorite games ever.
It's from Zendikar Rising.
Oh, classic.
So Lithoform Engine.
It's our god, Ross.
Legendary artifact for 4 mana, colorless. 2 mana and tap. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. 3 generic mana and tap. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy.
You want to say it together?
that card is win more to the extreme.
Yeah.
There was one more. 4 mana and tap. Copy target permanent spell you control.
All right, 1, 2, 3. No.
Yeah, just way too win more there. You see, I'm struggling here with some of my opening hands because I don't have enough early interaction and I need to hit the Marvel. The engine really doesn't do anything without Marvel anyway.
Yeah.
And once I have Marvel going, I don't need something like Engine. Marvel is enough to take over the game by itself.
That makes sense. Okay, how's your hand this time?
Is quite good.
My hand is keepable. Pretty decent. I will put this to the bottom and let's do it.
I will lead on the Steam vents. Tapped.
Okay. I have our friend Bomi.
I'll go to 19.
Here we go. Bomat not going to be necessarily the best in this matchup, but insanely powerful.
I will play a puzzle knot and go to 22.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
22, All right, I have attack.
I go to 21.
And Akari's have passed to you.
I also have 3 energy.
Ooh, sorry, you missed that.
Play Botanical Sanctum.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. I got a land. And declare attacks. Coming in. Trigger this.
Take 4.
I'm actually going to do something that we don't really get to do too often is Embercleave on turn 3 when you don't go 1-drop, you know? Cards have the rare time that can work, so I'll play Embercleave.
Yeah, target.
I'll target this.
So you are now threatening to deal, what is this?
7.
2, 6, 7.
Not even a ton, but...
Okay, I'll harness Lightning the Karizev with the trigger on the stack.
Okay.
So I stay at the same amount of energy and take 3.
Yep.
Go to 18.
Your go. Definitely wanted to harness Lightning just to gain 3 energy, I imagine.
Mountain, Aetherworks Marvel, pass the turn.
Okay.
I'm probably supposed to not do this because of a braid.
Okay.
I'll just sack the puzzle knot on end step.
That makes sense. Okay.
I don't have Aetherworks Marvel.
You don't? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So that'd be bad for me.
If I didn't have the Marvel in hand, I would have just harnessed Lightning on my main phase to stop that cleave, but I really wanted, if you didn't have cleave, to just sack puzzle knot and Marvel on 4.
Yeah, I'm in trouble. Let's go with... I'll just attack for 1.
Get a 4th card under the bow mat. I'll go to 17.
And Chain Whirler.
Go to 16.
Your go.
You're taking 1 for that from the Ramen app.
Oh, yep.
Brings you to 19.
That's how Raminette works.
So you're at 19. End step, I'll sack the puzzle knot, go to 19 myself.
All right.
19 all. I have 6 energy.
Not fair. Dun dun dun.
This, play a Marvel.
Dun, dun, dun.
Activate it.
Don't do it to me.
This is actually a little awkward.
Yay!
I mean, it's still awesome. It's an Ugin.
Oh.
But I just said it's a little awkward.
Slightly, yeah.
I think what I just want to do is plus on the Chain Whirler.
That makes sense.
So that's what I'll do.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Goes to 9, huh?
Yeah, gonna be hard for Corey to deal 9 to an Ugin.
Yeah. Well,
Bowman is probably going to draw a good amount of cards. Hopefully he did not draw a land still.
Yeah, I did.
Making your land drops is very nice with Bomat Courier.
Yep, agreed. So, just trying to think how I can pressure Ugin. If you do want to like tick up on Bomat next turn, if I can set up a way to possibly kill it.
I think Aetherworks Marvel might be trying to make it up to me for that tournament in Nashville.
Yeah.
I have hit both times I've activated it so far.
Yeah, it's been not cool.
And it's been the first card both times. It's just right there on top.
Not cool. All right, I'll attack Ugin.
Ugin to 8.
And I'm just going to play Annex here. Pass to you. Put you in a bit of a thinking decision, I guess, but still not looking good.
And another Spire Bluff Canal.
Okay.
So yeah, I do have a decision here.
So if you just plus up on Annex, I get a couple of tokens. If you -6, you don't clear the Bomat. But then Ugin still doesn't die. Could just -3. There's a lot of options, all of which are still good against me. Don't let's not be mistaken, but
that is true. All the options are good. I definitely want to deal with the Annex this turn because Annex Cleave is a huge chunk of damage.
Yep.
So we've got to either plus on the Annex or -3 or -6.
Those seem like the only options.
I'm not sure I like -6ing because the Ember Cleave is not very threatening.
Yeah.
So the question is it worth 5 loyalty to give you 2 Satyr tokens? And I think it is.
Okay.
Because the Satyr tokens can end up getting exiled anyway. So I'm going to plus on the Annex.
Okay, 2 Satyrs, since it was 4 power thanks to Embercleave.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Just wanted a land. Let's see now. So all right, we're still just going to keep trying to pressure Ugin. Step 1, get that gone. Earthshaker.
Yep.
Attack everything at Ugin.
That's 5.
Yep. For blockers, I will Boulder Rush a Satyr.
Right. So that's going to put Ugin to 3.
Yeah, and then pass to you.
It's a good draw.
These are the games Mono Red does not want to be put in, just trying to deal with the big thing first,
I will -2 the Ugin.
Okay.
And Harness Lightning the Bomat.
No!
Leave myself with 2 energy.
No, all my beautiful cards.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. All right.
See if Corey's got more haste.
Oh,
That's a hazard.
Hazard it.
That's pretty good.
Then I'll pass to you.
I get an energy when the Ugin dies.
Yep. Hazarino. I put it way over here. It's so dead I threw it off camera. And I mean, a lot of these cards were awesome and stuff, but I did just still have Hezared, so I think I'd rather have that,
Yeah. Okay. Do I play this?
Mono Red just over here fighting the good fight. Adventure cards with Hezared is actually kind of nice. That's a new space that this card never really had. Still having spells, although your hand is technically few.
Pass the turn.
Okay.
See if, I'm really hoping Corey doesn't draw another land or a 1-mana spell.
Yeah.
Being able to equip the Hazaret with the cleave and attack would be really good.
Well, I can't, so you're lucky. But I can cast Earthshaker Kenra
Sure.
and attack for 7.
Puts me to 12.
Yep. And I'll play Rimrock. Fast to you.
Wow.
Yeah, even like a Rogue Refiner for you would be so good because it blocks and then you'd get the extra energy, you know?
Pass.
Okay. Your hand must be heinous.
Oh, this is just 12 because that's a 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you activate Hazoret and I'm dead.
I did have the land for that.
Yeah, I just had, last turn I drew Turn Timber. I was like, do I play this land?
Yeah.
Is it relevant if I need, because I might draw like a 3-drop and need to play both, but I might draw untapped green source to be able to Turn Timber into Ulamog. So I was.
You know, you can still play Marvel to essentially get 2 energy, right?
Yeah, I knew that, but you also have a Braid, so I didn't want to play it
that makes sense.
before you played a Braid, and I had enough mana to do other things with it.
Yeah, well, you got unlucky there at the end because anything, even like Rogue Refiner, I was super afraid of because even equipping this, first strike damage, Rogue Refiner goes away, and then you can activate before regular. Yeah, that would have been insane.
And I get re-up. I mean, I guess the 6 was going to be really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, kind of flooded out there at the end after a really strong start. The Ugin took a lot of resources for you to deal with, but you were essentially just left with Hazoret and Embercleave, but Hazoret Embercleave is a pretty good leftovers.
No kidding. That is a tough thing to deal with for sure. I did not expect to be winning that game. Once again, Ulamog there would have been door shutting, and Ugin was just insane, but, still I could wiggle out of that. Yeah.
But when I literally had no follow-up for the rest of the game, I guess I drew Harness Lightning at one point.
Yeah.
And maybe I was wrong to kill the Bomat Courier with it, but it's like you had so few cards at the end there.
No, I was praying you didn't kill it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I drew land. My hand was Hazoret Embercleave, so it was still bad. I needed land 4. So I still was going to attack and then pop that next turn if I didn't get land. But, the Bomat was you said a little awkward, and I was like, come on, Ross, that's not awkward. But it ended up being awkward because my whole game plan then was to attack Ugin in such a way that you had to deal with the other things that are non-Bomat because it didn't fall into the negative X category being colorless, and that just worked. I didn't expect it to, and you drew quite badly, but... Yeah, nice. I'll take those, because your draw was good. The setup was good.
Had a turn 5, I think, Ugin off the Marvel with some interaction, and
the only decision point you had was to harness Lightning Kariza before I attacked to not put Embercleave on the table, and, I still like that you didn't because... I mean, sure, it gave me the Embercleave, and then you had to do it anyways, and took 2 damage, and then Embercleave was on the table, but...
I don't think that really changed the outcome of the game at all.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of upside if you didn't have the Embercleave.
I almost still would have harnessed Lightning and just got energy and just went for it, but that is a risk if you brick,
Yeah.
All right, so game 3, I'm up 2-1.
So you mean game 4 then?
Yes.
Game 4. Thanks, Dan. I was testing you. I know you haven't produced in a while, so keeping you on your toes, buddy.
I will keep the sand.
Yeah, I'll try.
I'm going to lead on a tune, and I will get the
That card's
mountain.
banned. That card's banned. You can't have that.
Banned in standard. This is historic.
That's true.
As you gleefully reminded me earlier.
I got Bomi coming in. Everybody's favorite. Bomat Courier.
I'm at 19.
Okay, here you go. I have to say, I'm already just having a blast with these nostalgic cards, I must say. This was like, Kaladesh was like the start of busted cards being printed, but they were all like reasonable busted level now that we look at like, Omnath and Uro and stuff. Like, these are all one-time cards. Like, remember this was a busted card. It searches for a land. A land. That's it.
And it gives 2 energy, but
whatever.
Kaladesh is the one that talks about how busted it is, and Throne of Eldraine is the one that just says, hold my beer.
Yeah, there you go.
Pass the turn.
Okay, I will untap, draw. Ooh, that was a good draw.
Disagree.
No, you'd agree if you saw it. It was quite good. I'm going to play Earthshaker Kenra.
Sure.
Attacks? Anything?
I am going to abrade one of those 2.
Okay.
I think it's actually going to be the Bomat Courier.
Yep, makes sense. Which mode?
Destroy artifact.
Okay, perfect.
I'm at 17.
Here you go.
Play a mountain.
Okay.
Play an Uro. Go to 20.
Okay. You can't do that.
Play a turn timber tapped.
You can't do that. You actually can't.
Can't with that one. Let's do a steam vent stack.
that was funny. You actually can't do that.
Yeah. So I'm a 20.
All right. I'm gonna play a land for show, and I think it's just this. Such a higher upside, so I'll play Annex and attack for 2.
18.
Your go.
Wow. Cycle Ketria Triumph.
Okay.
Play a turn timber.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Pass the turn, Tabor. All right, I got a Ramunak Ruin, and there's a card I'm still afraid of that I thought that it was going to be this converted mana cost was Anger. Anger is so good against this deck. Luckily, you did not have it. So I want to for sure go Chain Whirler. That's pretty sick with Annex.
Go to 17.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll get Bomi in there as well. So I'll attack.
So that's an attack for 9.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
Brings me to 8.
All right, your go. No anger, no anger, no anger.
What if I instead drew Ulamog? And have no way to do anything.
Wow. Well, we see the absolute power level of the deck, and then we see the absolute awkward draws of it.
I kept these 3 cards and 4 lands.
Yeah.
And drew a lot more lands.
Impressive. And I think the best thing that I had from my deck is I didn't draw Hidatsu's second right once. I think that was the best thing my deck. Ooh.
Why you gotta do that to me, deck?
We got time for a pity game. Your deck didn't perform. We want to see it do its thing, but I did not expect to win this first match. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's apparently some inconsistency here. I haven't really had I haven't.
And to be fair, the most unlucky Magic player ever shouldn't be playing the luck, the semi-luck deck, you know?
This is like me trying to play Tron.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, still can't do that.
You go 1, 2, 7 the old-fashioned way. You play land 1, land 2, and then 5 more lands to 7. All right, Dan, you got any questions from our lovely audience, or maybe some burns toward Ross for losing round 1 here?
No, not exactly burns towards Ross, but one for me. From the Pro Citizen, Corey, I'm pretty sure the nail stool is what's really keeping Dan on his toes.
That's a good point. Our audience knows. They know what's up. Yeah.
So as far as like actual questions are concerned, since Kaladesh Remastered is coming out soon, let's take a look at a couple of cards that are not going to be in there. Specifically, Walking Ballista and Felidar Guardian. Thoughts?
Sad Panda.
I know sad on one of them.
Sad Panda. I mean, they're both just absurdly powerful cards. The one thing with Historic that they're trying to avoid is putting more degenerate combos in there. And I mean, Felidar Guardian, as much as I love my precious kitty, should not be in the set. You know, but I people that are saying like, oh, we shouldn't put Winding Constrictor in there. It's like, get out of here. Get out of here. The removal in Historic is insane. That card's just fun. You know, I think those are perfectly reasonable too.
Yeah, we already have Conclave Mentor in Historic.
Yeah, exactly. Which I did almost build an Abzan Scales style deck, but
it's pretty clear to me that the cards they left out are geared towards their long-term goal of bringing Pioneer to Arena.
Yeah.
Because the cards they left out are the 3 cards that are banned in Pioneer.
Ooh,
Walking Ballista, Felidar Guardian, Smuggler's Copter.
And Inspiring Sanctuary is not in there as well.
I'm sure there are some other cards they left out.
Yeah.
The 3 that everybody's been noted, those are purposely left out because, you know, they're going to have to be banned once Pioneer is on Arena anyway. So, you know, just leave them out to begin with.
And I mean, it is still a pro format. Historic is being used for pro level stuff, so.
Yeah, and you know, Smuggler's Copter is basically homogenized aggro decks in every format it's existed in.
Yeah.
Walking Ballista can exist in a healthy format, but is another just really powerful card.
Yeah, I forgot Smuggler's Copter was totally supposed to be in this too, huh? Yeah.
Copter was a good one.
Copter was a pretty good one. That would have been you would have just had 3 Smuggler's Copters deck.
Oh, yeah.
I know
it is one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. To be fair, at this Pro Tour, at Kaladesh Pro Tour, I did play the really bad red-black deck with Fiery Madness or Fiery Temper. And,
oh, yeah. I played that deck at that Pro Tour.
yeah, and I just joined one of the best, small story time here. I just joined, one of the best testing teams, basically just because of Brad. I forgot what we even called ourselves. It ended up growing into Genesis.
Yeah.
But we ended up all playing that, and everyone did like sub 50%. And I just went 8-2, just first Pro Tour there. They're like, what the heck? And then I just bombed Pro Tours for the rest of the season. So, how's your hand?
Very good.
Ooh, that's not good. I had the same hand basically as last time, so I'll mulligan.
I was eliminated from day 2 of that Pro Tour before casting a Smuggler's Copter.
Oh, 0-3?
I won 2 draft.
Okay.
And then lost the first 2 rounds. Lost the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Without playing a Smuggler's Copter.
Okay.
In my 4-copter deck.
But on the bright side, you were in Hawaii, so.
Yes. I did not come back for the second day.
I don't blame you.
I was on the beach.
I took 25th, but I punted to not take 9th. It was very, very sad. Okay, this seems like a nice Corey keep here that I'm going to risk it to get the biscuit. So
that is how you achieve biscuits.
Yeah. I already won the match. I'm down to keep a loose goose.
Okay, I'm going to attune, and once again, I will be getting the mountain.
Okay. I have a land. Here we go.
Where are you, mountain?
We have Jacob Baugh in chat.
The energy man himself?
The energy man himself.
Yeah, I already have Jacob Baugh here, so I don't know what imposter you have.
Yeah,
because he's right here next to me.
Yeah. Baugh seems sus. Yeah. Well, what's up, Jacob?
He's been here the entire time, Dan.
Yeah.
How did you not notice?
We love Jacob Baugh here, except I'll say the story. He got so lucky against my brother to beat him to become this token. I said it, Jacob. What up? What up? Shots fired.
You want lucky? Watch that best of that we have of him in the semifinals at the Atlanta Invitational.
Yeah.
That one time at the end where he gets that Marvel activation. Mwah, chef's kiss.
That was against Brad.
No.
Wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
Adam Snook, I think is his name.
Oh, it was Snook? Okay.
Snookums.
Oh, well, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. I'll go to 23 off this puzzle and I go to 5 energy.
Okay.
I have 5 Jacobs now.
Okay, well, I got 2 coming in. 21. Take that. Your go.
Play this mountain, play a Rogue Refiner, go to 7 energies.
I don't feel good about this game all of a sudden.
You're up.
Well, this isn't good. This isn't good at all.
What's wrong?
I'm in trouble. What's the best way to have somewhat of a chance here? Let's see. I think it's just this. All right. Earthshaker Kenra will get in.
I'll take 4.
Okay. Your go.
17. Ooh, even better. I'll play this Forest instead of shocking myself to play this Marvel.
Okay. Sweet.
Go down to 1 energy.
Okay. Let's get that Ross Merriam luck going here. All right. I like this.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. That's a spicy one with that. No, I didn't realize that. I like that. Kind of get a respin. Oh, great. Oh, great.
I will cast Ulamog and exile 2 mountains.
Dang it. Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Anyone's game? A braid. Take that.
I'll get an energy.
Your go. I don't think it was going to work this game, but I had a plan. When you gain 3 life, when I have all just denominations of 2s, I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
Attack, trigger the Ulamog.
Yeah, you would. I can't possibly win.
I got another
Trying to win with style.
Yeah, I was trying.
Got a braid, a harness lightning. Let's go.
Yeah, all right.
This was a draw.
I like it. At least I still won the match. That's all that really matters.
I had 2 draws where I think you could have stacked your deck and still lost the game.
Yeah.
Very easily. And then 3 draws where I basically did nothing.
Basically did nothing, except one of them you did have a good draw. It's just Marvel, punched out on you, and
The other 3 games, the only thing I did was put an Ugin into play on turn 5.
Yeah.
The only relevant thing, at least.
And that's still pretty good.
Yeah,
but
it was almost enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, that's round 1 here with giving you all some decks to play on Historic next weekend. I think both of them can use some fine tuning, but they both seem like good starting off points for people who love this style of deck or people who love that style of deck. Personally, I'm a big fan of this one. I was jelly when you said you were dibsing the Marvel deck, but cool.
I'm interested in exploring different ways of building it, specifically because of the power of Growth Spiral and Nissa.
Yeah.
Letting you get without Marvel, providing an alternate path to get to these big plays.
Yeah.
But you have to play so much energy to make Marvel work. It's hard to get all the pieces together. Your land count isn't that high. I think there's 22 in this deck because there's also 4 tunes.
Yeah.
That's a little awkward with Growth Spiral.
Yeah.
But if you can make something like that work where you have this alternate ramp plan along with the Marvel plan, I think that if you strike that balance, then your deck is ideal.
Yeah. No, like I said, I was pretty interested in some kind of Sultai nonsense because you know what you get when you lose you lose like Harness Lightning, Whirler, which are big, but you get Glint Sleeve Siphoner, one of my favorite cards, if not my favorite card of all time. I love that card.
That's a nice one.
That is a nice one, and I'm honestly pretty, embarrassed to myself that I didn't put it in my next deck. So next up, we're gonna have redid Black-Red Midrange. Remember, this was the deck that dominated in Pro Tour Dominaria, or leading up to at least, because Wyatt did end up winning with the mono-red, more hyper-focused version. But this was kind of all the rage going into that tournament, and now we get to beef it up with some Croxas, better Thoughtseize, better removal. It looks really, really cool. So what do you got against me?
I'm going to be playing Golgari Constrictor. Again, a deck that gets some new toys. There's some Gracchamos in it, some Oran Reef Oozes.
Okay.
Pelt Collector, Llanowar Elves, Vivian, Arcbow Ranger. Really nice one with Winding Constrictor.
Oh, yeah.
So we've seen that play out in Pioneer to some success. Missing Ballista, but a nice little aggro rock deck, kind of, mid-range aggressive deck, topping out at Verder's Gearhulk.
Oh, man, fan me down. It brings me back to GP Minneapolis, where I lost to Stephen Mann in the finals. No, Steve Locke. That's right. Steve Locke, a really good player. Anyways, we're going to take a short 5-minute break, everybody, and we'll be right back with round number 2 here on Versus Live.